Better make it quick. Action. Make it quick.
So here we are. Me and Sleepy are headed to Texas. We're going to go find ourselves, we're going to go look at our new motorhome. That's going to be a pretty cool conversion. So Maddie's sitting out this trip because she's going to stay here with MVP and Sexy Rexy. But Sleepy offered to make the trip. So we're going to fly out to Austin, Texas, and hopefully be back here about 36 hours. 36 hours. 28, 30 hours, something like that. We're going to try to be back here by Wednesday night. So it's Tuesday morning. We're going to try to be back here for Wednesday night so we could work a little bit Thursday, getting Straight Gangster ready, and race Dig or Die, beat a Dig or Die Friday morning. So we could hang out a little bit, maybe make 1 or 2 test hits with the headers cleaned up, the new cooling system fixed, and a couple other little deals. And then racing for probably $20,000, $25,000 on Saturday. And hopefully we do better than, hopefully my boost controller doesn't act up and we don't leave with 5 pounds of boost. Leave with more steam than we were making it to where we made it on the final 3 on the front side last week. So, yeah, here goes the trip. Maddie's gonna work on, Lady Gangster's gonna work on some videos for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So you know, me and Lady Gangster have been together for 6 years now.
Just about.
We started traveling the country with, well, I had a motorhome.
Yeah.
And then our first trip, we got drilled.
The first trip that I went on with you, yeah. We got hit because we lost the tire. So we pulled over on the side of the road, and a guy, like a contractor, truck driver, moving truck driver, whatever it was,
went over the fog line and hit us while we were parked on the side of the road. And since we were in New York State, the minimum liability in New York State was $10,000. So they totaled my nice trailer, messed up the motorhome a little bit, and yeah. So that was our first rig.
Yep.
And then I had no money because insurance only gave us $10,000. So a good friend of ours let me buy his 2007 Crew Cab LBZ dually.
Yep.
And we traveled a whole lot of miles in the dually, sleeping on the seatbelts in the back seat of that thing.
That's what I learned to haul a trailer with.
Yep.
Truck was nice.
We used to sleep in the back seat of that dually because it was too cold to sleep in the trailer. Well, and then
one would sleep in the back seat. Well, I guess we would put stuff down on the ground to make it like level to the seat, and we would both sleep in the back. But then there's times that
But she'd be the one sleeping on the pillows and like the clothes and stuff like that, closer to the seats.
Absolutely not.
And she'd put me on the seat belts.
No.
Yeah. So then we drove to North Carolina, and we got our school bus, and that thing has treated us phenomenally. And then we had our toter home for a little while, and we sold that.
Yep.
And because we now have our 3-month-old, and now that we have MVP with us, traveling the country along with Sexy Rexy, that's not here right now with us in this video. He's probably out roaming around somewhere. But we needed something with a little bit more real estate. So I introduced you. Well, guys, you're gonna have to come up with the name for this thing. It's gonna be a conversion. Me and Sleepy flew into Austin, Texas yesterday to go buy this thing. Well, I guess I'll show you a video of it or a picture of it. We'll flip this around, and then we'll walk you around and talk about it a little bit. So let's walk over here. So guys, this is going to be the new rig for hustling horsepower, traveling the country. Dun dun dun. Yep, that's right. It's an MCI 40-foot former prison bus, and it's a prison bus, but it checked all the boxes that I need. I'm gonna have Maddy hold the phone. And I'll talk to you. I'll explain the reasons why I wanted a prison bus. Hustling horsepower, and like all American hustlers. Our race car's name is Straight Gangster. We have the Dirty 30. That's gonna be.
We're not like a Prevost.
Yeah, we're not fancy like that.
Kind of.
We're not fancy like that, right? So Maddy's gonna hold the camera, and I'm gonna walk you around and tell you why I wanted to go with with this deal here. So I thank everyone that went out, and I probably had 500 buses sent to me at least in the last month or so, and a couple buses that were candidates, but this is what I was looking for. And thank you to Donnie out of Texas that reached out to me, and I'll tell you the story on this bus as we're walking
up here to the shop. There's a school bus over there. Would you look at that? Let's go check this thing out. Nick's back. Let's go check it out. Action.
So guys, when you subscribe to the Hustlin' Horsepower YouTube channel, you'll get an understanding of me and Maddy, and like we're pretty low budget, die-hard racers, right? But we're gonna be doing a full conversion on this bus, and it's gonna be pretty legit. But there's a reason why I picked MCI bus, and there's a big reason why I picked a prison bus. The school bus, we put 70,000 miles on that thing with literally not having to put any work into it. With government vehicles, it's not like your normal car. When your tires wear out, you put tires on it, right? With government vehicles, they get parts on intervals. At X amount of miles, it gets this part. At X amount of miles, it does this part. So I used to work in the transportation business before we became full-time racers. So I understand the government contracts and how they have to maintain these things, because you can't have a Florida breakdown, right? You can't have 40 prisoners and convicted felons and stuff like that broken down on the side of the road. It probably wouldn't be a good look. So MCIs have partially stainless steel frames. Stainless steel frames mean it's never going to rust. They're metal construction. There is fiberglass up in the cap here, in the front and in the back, but the rest of the bus is fiberglass construction.
Metal construction.
Thanks for catching me, baby.
You're welcome.
So that's a big factor. A lot of the races that we race at are unsanctioned racetracks. We're getting into the backwoods racetracks and stuff like that, and there's tree branches and stuff that's going to glide down the side of the bus. Now we're going to be finding a company to do a vinyl wrap on this bus, to do to really spiff it up, to be put a little bit of shine on the cardboard box here. I don't know. I don't have a good analogy for that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a YouTube person. I'm just a worker. So, but this right here, see how it has a concaveness to it?
Yeah.
That is not the concaveness that you see on your really high dollar motorhomes. This is metal. This is built this way. This is not delamination. It is metal. It's never, ever, ever going to start delaminating. The sides is going to start falling off the thing. It's got big wheels and big tires.
Are those bigger than the toter home?
Yeah, these are 315s, but they're still 22 5s. Basically the same size. These big compartments here. I'll lift one up. We were in the toter home for 7 weeks straight. This is going to give us a lot of room for our merchandise and stuff like that for you when you guys come see us at the racetrack. It's going to give us a lot of room.
That one passes through the middle, so that's cool.
That one does. This is the same. And this one back here is a little bit smaller. You can see in here, there's a big factor for when your all-American hustlers are racing all over across the country. 192 gallon fuel capacity. Now, my face when I got to fill that up is a little bit not so smiley, but it really helps us shop our fuel prices, right? There's times our toter home had 220 gallons of fuel. 192 gallons isn't too far from that. It will allow us to travel right around 8 miles to gallon, so we'll go about 1,500 miles on a tank.
Did you have to stop to come here?
I did, just
to not chance.
I wanted to verify fuel mileage and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
We were getting 7.5 miles to the gallon on the way here. We're gonna put a little bit of a hot shot secret. We're dealers for those guys. We're gonna put some of that stuff in the fuel tank, clean out the whole fuel system, optimize that a little bit, and put an air filter and stuff like that on it. But this bus was actually in service until 2018. So it has all new Michelin tires on it, 2018 date code, but it is 2023 now, so they're a couple years old, but they have several years left. They have several years left on them before we have to take them out of service. But that 192 gallons of fuel, and it lets us shop our fuel prices. In between state lines or even county lines, you could have 30, 40, 50, $1 a gallon difference in price. And that really helps us on our travel costs, as putting on the miles that we do. It's not unlikely for us to put on a whole lot of miles. This one right here, that one's locked right now.
It's okay.
But this is a little bit smaller deal here. We'll probably put our septic tanks and stuff like that in there, and our gray water. We're probably going to put our fresh water inside, but I'll talk about that when we get inside. It is a tandem axle. Now, I thought about building a toter home, but we don't got time for that. Like, that'd be a really, really big job. This job here is going to take us a good portion of time, but we're going to try to knock out this conversion, the basics of it, within about a month or so. But we're probably going to start using this bus possibly as soon as next week, after I fab up a trailer hitch for it and do some other stuff to get it road ready. But it is tandem axle. It's not twin screw. Twin screw means the drive shaft connects to this axle and this axle, but in our case it is a tag axle. But that really helps with hauling a big trailer. So down the road we'd like to get a little bit larger trailer like we used to have, so then we could haul Maddy's race car, my race car, and a golf cart, so Smiley Miley could come visit us at the starting line and stuff like that, and we could zip around and go to drivers meetings and so on and so forth. So my back, we'll open up the back here a little bit. I drove through, it was 1,150 miles. We flew out yesterday morning, but we made the trip back, and open this up. This is great. This is one of the big things I was looking for. This is the Detroit 60. In my opinion, it's one of the best fuel efficient full-size diesel motors out there. This one makes 470 horsepower. So this is a 40-foot bus. They're pretty popular in the 45-foot version, but I wanted a 40-foot bus because we're going to be having a 34-foot trailer behind it. It helps us get into some of the smaller racetracks and stuff like that, and the turning radius and stuff like that on it. But this is 470 horsepower. It'll get right around 8 miles per gallon hauling the trailer. Not shy on power. It's got an Allison 6-speed transmission, so it's happy, and it's RPM ranges and stuff like that.
Like, in an instant that you had to do maintenance and stuff like that on the motor, it's got easy access. Like,
it's definitely, there's a reason why I bought a toter home and not a bus when we first started doing this stuff. We weren't planning on having kids right away, but when you live in a toter home for a year, those close quarters combats, next thing you know, you got a kid that pops out.
You still haven't answered my question.
What? No, a toter home is way easier to work on a front engine.
Does this one, it doesn't slide out at all?
No.
Okay.
But it does have this here. It's got the side panels in it, and it's got some access panels inside that we're gonna have to be aware of when we're doing the conversion.
Yeah.
So that we could access like the top of the motor and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But we'll walk around this side. This here, I like this. This is where the rear prisoner guard stayed. We're gonna keep this door here and stuff like that because we can fit a couch in there. We could fit our refrigerator through there as we're doing our conversion.
Yeah.
Now, I'm probably gonna keep all the bars on the windows, but I'd like to do clean up the stainless here. It's all dirty right now, but it was clean when I bought it. But I want to do a vinyl wrap. Maybe I'm thinking, I don't know. You guys got to come up with some colors and a name for this thing. I was almost thinking like a matte black though, and then we'll have hustling horsepower printed on it. Maybe we'll find a company or something like that wants to have their logo on the wrap, and maybe they sponsor the wrap for the miles that we put on, and we'll have our hustling horsepower. Screw it, life short, sell it all, go racing. Hustling horsepower on there, and then on the YouTube stuff. But yeah, and that's a big AC deal for when you're driving down the road. It's got a big condenser and stuff like that on it. The windows, I was originally thinking about taking the windows out and doing riveting in aluminum there, but it's not gonna leak. There's no leaks in the thing. It's all in really good shape. So we might just leave all the windows in there, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking about doing when we get in the bus. So yeah, it's we cruise at 75 miles an hour the whole way back, got right around 7.5 miles to the gallon. There's a couple little things, of course. It's I'll tell you guys, I did a lot of shopping. We paid $12,000 for this bus. So I'm going to talk about this during. I think in this build we're going to be completely open. We're open about a lot of things in our journey doing this stuff. As a young couple, that's basically put it all on black year after year after year. But we're starting this project with a $12,000 investment. The Detroit 60, in my opinion, the motor's worth that just by itself. But there are, in that budget, you're going to have some little issues like this, but I could do fiberglass work myself, and we'll clean all this up, and it's probably going to get a vinyl wrap anyways. I want to leave the sirens on it and stuff like that. I believe all that stuff works. He said it all works, but we're going to find out. So I guess we'll walk in here. It's got a normal key latch here, but it's, with it being on air ride, you could drop this right on the ground. Parked across the street from Flying Hammer at our friend's business right here, yeah. Just in this parking lot. But we'll step in here and we'll talk about a couple things. Driver's compartment, of course, this is a government vehicle. It's probably got couple 100,000 miles on it, but it drives beautifully. Just because the maintenance and stuff like that they do on these things is really up to par. Now this bus is rated, the chassis is rated at 2 million miles. The motor is at least a 1 to 1.5 million mile motor. That's just regular routine maintenance. And we keep up with the maintenance as best as we can on our stuff. And this bus should last us quite a while. Now, as you can see the entry, there are some stuff. It's not the fanciest thing, right? $12,000 doesn't even buy you a pickup truck no more. But this thing with enough tender loving care should be a pretty cool deal. I guess we'll go in here. We're gonna take all these gates out and stuff like that. I think this is where the murderers went and stuff like that. Maybe come on in. So I think this is where the guards sat here. These are like the bad people, right? Like the I don't know, Unabomber or something like that was probably in that one, and I don't know, bad people, right?
I can't believe they put them next to each other. Oh.
Yeah. No, they're in different cages.
I know they're in different cages, but with these holes here, like you would think that they wouldn't want them getting.
Well, the thing is, like, probably right, like. See how there's plastic on this one?
Yeah.
So like they can't spit on the guard and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And then this here might have been like, you know, the normal, you know, petty larceny people. No, this is a federal prison bus. So these are all pretty bad people. These are just your regular murderers, just not serial killers. Went back here. But the heat and AC in this bus work phenomenally while the bus is working. We're going to be buying a diesel generator that I'm going to be mounting either in one of the bays or in the front of the bus. We're going to have to look at the chassis and see what that options. But come back here, babe, and you can see. So this bus is what?
This is creepy.
It is a little bit weird, ain't it? So this bus is a 102-inch wide bus. So they make 96-inch models and 102-inch models. This is a 102-inch bus. So it's a little bit wider, and you can see I'm not the tallest guy, but this is 6.5 feet tall up here. The windows are really nice and big, but Smiley, do you want to sit down for a minute?
No.
Yeah, we're going to pressure wash all this before we do that. But okay.
I'll hold her if you want me to.
You could zoom down here a little bit. So down here, this lower area, you can see how it steps out about 4 inches. I was thinking about having this be the wall here, okay? And then we can do nice thick insulation. I don't know if we'll go all the way down. Maybe we'll just go mount directly to these rails here, to these, like the step rail here, where these seats are bolted in. And then maybe we'll do it so that there's a little opening right here for heat, but then it'll allow us to put some insulation on the windows. Now these are really high quality windows for heat and AC, like
It's already warmer in here than it is in the school bus, I bet, though.
Oh, like, no. This is a very well insulated bus. I believe it or not, I was told some of these buses are actually like bulletproof, like through some of these areas they have like. So I don't know for sure, but yeah, they're pretty they're pretty well built. MCI coach. So if this was this chassis, this is a year 2000 bus, but if this was a motorhome from the factory, it would have been probably $1 million motorhome in 2000, right?
Yeah.
So now we're 2023, and yeah, motorhomes depreciate pretty quickly. But with it being a metal construction, the integrity of the coach doesn't really
Get compromised or
get compromised,
wear out
right?
or anything.
So I'm thinking about, these windows are a little bit too big for us, but I'm thinking about doing a deal where I find some flanged windows, right? And we'll do a window inside of a window, okay?
Yeah.
So the outside of the window, this will be all insulation on the outside. I don't know if you guys can picture it like I picture things, but if you've seen me build some of the cars I've built,
He's got an imagination.
I got a little bit of imagination. So I was thinking about doing like a flange here, okay, and then you could do a window inside of a window, so that it looks like a full window on the outside, but we only have so much daylight and we have a little extra privacy inside the coach, right? Now in the back here, the heat. I want to make it a point to have the heat and AC from the coach be perfectly fine, because fuel efficiencies while we're traveling and stuff like that, a diesel generator at low voltage or low amperage draw is only going to burn about a third of a gallon, or less than a gallon an hour. But with the amount that we travel, that's still money that's not necessarily needed to be used, because we have the heat and AC already in this coach that is as high quality as it is. Motorhomes don't have that, right? Mm-hmm. Motorhomes, you have your front AC.
And coming from Texas,
Yeah.
it needed to have that.
It needed to have it.
Yeah.
Because prison buses, you can't have outside ventilation, so none of these windows actually open. A motor coach, you'll have emergency hatches.
Yeah.
Okay? Like a coach bus. But coach buses, they're there to make money, right?
Yeah.
So if the radius rods, which is a suspension part, right? They get changed when they need to get changed, not on a service interval like a prison bus here.
Right.
So that's the reason why we were able to, no suspension parts, nothing like that, put 70,000 miles on our bus without no real work to it, just normal maintenance. So I could possibly see doing all this. Now originally I was thinking about doing our bedroom. It's okay, Smiley. Let's switch sands, because Dad's shoulders aren't in the best shape. Okay, so in the back here, I was planning on doing like a queen size bed, just offset to one side, and then a Murphy bed. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with what a Murphy bed is, but a Murphy bed is what was pretty popular in the campers and stuff like that back in like 80s, 90s, where it's a bed that basically folds in half. The first half is permanently mounted, and then the second half folds down, like articulates down, right? So you could use it for storage, and then you put the bed up, and it's a 90-degree angle. So you still have all your headroom and stuff like that. And I was thinking about doing that along the back wall, so that it's an extra place for someone to sleep if they need somewhere to sleep, but it would be in our bedroom. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, I have pretty severe Crohn's disease. So for my personal preference, I'm thinking about separating, for our personal needs, I'm thinking about separating the bathroom from the shower, or the toilet from the shower. So two separate areas. That's not necessarily needed, but I think it would be a nice feature for when we have people traveling with us to a race or something like that, or so that someone could be in the shower if I need to use the restroom. So I'd like to go with a corner shower, and I hate curtains. I don't know if everyone hates curtains, but I'm not a fan of curtains. So I want to do a solid door corner shower, and I think we're going to put
You got the framework for it right there.
Yeah, boom boom. I think we're going to do a corner shower, and I think I'm going to put the freshwater tank inside the bus. Now, in doing so, I'll probably build a belly pan or something like that, so that if there's a crack or whatever, it does go to atmosphere, or goes down outside the bus. But that would keep the water temperature at a normal temperature, when we're in cold weather climates.
Yeah, it'll keep it whatever we have the inside of the bus.
Yeah, it would stay at the room temperature of the bus. So that way, we don't have to worry about pipes freezing or anything like that. And we could get away with a lot more efficient instant hot water heater. Because if you're trying to heat up water that's 30 degrees, or that'd be ice. In the 30-degree range, 40-degree water. So heating up water from 60 degrees to 100 degrees to take your shower is a whole lot easier than heating up water that's
in the 30-degree range.
There we go, baby. So yeah, but we'll probably have that underneath a big closet area for Smiley's diapers and her clothes and stuff like that. Maybe have a big deal in there for that.
Action. Back
to action, guys. So this is a rear guard section here. He supervised everyone. You see how this is raised up? And I kind of like that because it adds a nice little security factor. And I like that door there because then we can bring in a full-size refrigerator. While we're traveling the way we do, we're dealers for Excess Power, which is the battery company. And we're going to do a battery bank here so we can run a refrigerator 24/7. Now, it won't be necessarily 24/7. We'll probably have some solar auxiliary power on it. But when we're at the racetrack, basically every weekend, we're running the generator. And when we're traveling, the alternator could be charging the battery bank as well. So we only need a couple days worth of battery supply on board. It's okay, little girl. So something like that will be able to fit through that door. Now, sorry guys, we're trying to be YouTube superstars with a little 3-month-old that's trying to get a little hungry here. Are you getting a little hungry? Okay, so with that being said, we might have to rearrange the way that I was originally thinking on doing the layout. We might have to do the bed, maybe do the shower and the closet along the back wall, and maybe do a Murphy bed off the side wall. But that's not necessarily a bad deal because we can repurpose these heavy duty mounts here for the Murphy bed, right? So we could have the Murphy bed be like this way and then fold out. And we could even make some brackets that are offset so that the Murphy bed's like this high and we have our bed. I want to do our bed lengthwise, okay? We travel a lot, and if Maddy gets a migraine or if I'm not feeling good, so guys, if Maddy's having a migraine or if I'm not feeling good and Maddy wants to drive, it is a whole lot easier driving down the road if you're laying lengthwise with the bus. If you're laying sideways with the bus, you get like the seasickness. You get kind of like a seasickness deal. So I want to make sure our main bed is laying forward and backward. Now I've thought about cutting open the side of the bus and putting a slide in it, but I think this bus is roomy enough for 3 of us full time and our little dog to be able to live in this deal for several months at a time while we're racing across the country. So that's the plan, and you're gonna have to get some food. You're gonna have to like and subscribe to the Hustlin' Horsepower channel and subscribe to this build, guys. We need names for the bus and a vinyl wrap color for the bus. I kind of like the matte black color with some black wheels on the thing with some maybe spikes on it to make it look a little bit classy, but we're not fancy people. But we're gonna try to do this deal as nice as we can. And if you guys have any parts that can be useful to this conversion, reach out to us, hustlinghorsepower@yahoo.com, or if you want to support the journey,
you can subscribe to us on YouTube at Hustlin' Horsepower.
Or
buy some merchandise off the website.
Yep.
hustlinghorsepower.com. What else?
That's about it.
Okay.
Or come see us at the track, root us on, and let us get into some more winnings. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon.